Hello everyone, and welcome to Room and Board, and welcome to Crowdfunding Countdown, where we're going to take a look at every single board game campaign finishing up in the next week. I'm filming this a little bit earlier, so we don't have any Patreon shoutouts, but we do have a shout out to our sponsor of the episode, IntoTheAM. That's right. If you want cool friggin' graphic tees or super comfy regular tees, or some loose leaf chai teas. Well, no, not that last one, but stuff that you want to rub all over your body. Hopefully it's not the loose leaf chai. It's IntoTheAM. IntoTheAM is my favorite t-shirt company of all time. I love their stuff. I am trying to replace my entire wardrobe with them, and I'm doing so through advertising. I just think they make really, really great quality stuff. And from February 1st to the 7th, so you have a couple more days to capitalize on this, you may have missed their clearance sale, but luckily they're having another sale, a site-wide anniversary sale, where everything is 25% off. And if you use the code SLIPPERYJIM, that's right, that's my code that I got to pick myself. So of course I had to pick SLIPPERYJIM. You can get an additional 10% off. That's like 35% off, some might say. And you can combo that with their clearance stuff, with their packs, and get yourself a very good deal. This is in Canadian dollars. In American dollars, it's even cheaper because your dollar's better than mine. But I truly love this company and find their clothes to be so comfy. I have some long sleeve Henleys coming that I'm excited to try out. If it arrives in time, maybe I can edit it into this video, but probably not. I'll probably show it off in another video when it comes in. I'll be like, hey, this was the stuff that I was talking about. It won't be an official sponsor thing, but I don't care. I only would recommend products to you that I personally use and believe in and would spend money on. And coming from cheapy me, you know that that should be a winning recommendation, because I legitimately would pay this cost for these shirts because they are such good quality. Oh, I should get there. I could use some more underwear. I wonder if their underwear is as soft as their shirts. See, I've just been taking their shirts and wrapping them around like loincloths, but maybe that would save me. Yeah, there's going to be 25% off the entire site over the next couple days. So check it out. Go to IntoTheAM.com. Use my code SLIPPERYJIM. Boom, it works. You can check out then what they have on sale, and you get an additional 10% off. Oh yeah, Galactic Harvest Tea, $7 now. I think we're in the US size prices. So look, if I add this to cart, it's $7, and then we're going to check out, because SLIPPERYJIM gives you an additional 10% off that $7. So it's $6.30 for one of these incredible, really comfy t-shirts. Now, shipping might be a bit different. That's just how shipping is. That's why you should spend a bunch so you can get free shipping, right? Everybody wins. Except for the shipping companies, because they're legally obligated to give it to you for free if you spend that much money. That's how it works. But seriously, like, their graphic tees are awesome. Their basic tees are awesome. I have no doubt that their button-up tees are going to be awesome. I guess I should try their hoodies, too, at some point. I'm going to be like that Super Size Me guy, except I'm going to try everything off of the IntoTheAM's menu, and then maybe still fit into my clothes. Oh yeah, that's the one that I'm getting. It'll look much better on him, but hey, I can pretend, I can believe. That's thanks. So huge thanks to our sponsor, IntoTheAM. Remember to use the code SLIPPERYJIM if you want to get an additional 10% off at checkout. And just because it's funny to type in a code SLIPPERYJIM that actually gets you a discount, really, that's got to be one of the top 10 accomplishments in my life. And I'm just glad that you're here to share it with me. So let's get on to the week. We've got some campaigns this week. It's not a full week, and so I might do something very radical and bleed into the next week, just because I know there's one. Earthborne Rangers is something that technically would finish on the 14th, which is the Wednesday, and usually go up until the next Thursday, but I might keep it in. We'll see how juicy some of these rule books really are. But I kind of want to take a look at it, so we'll see if I can get to it. If I can get to it tonight, then it'll be in. But we have to get there when we get there. There might be some gems in between, and maybe we can save it as a little treat for next week. Who knows? You'll know by looking at the timestamps. But let's start off at Explorers of Navoria, an immersive tableau building and worker placement game set in a rich fantasy world. It's raised $250,000 Canadian. That's pretty good. I'm excited. I haven't heard anything about this, but it looks kind of cute. All right, I didn't get too much from that, but I did get that you're going to get some workers at some point. So, yeah, $44. I like that price, though. £35, 60 Canadian. Yeah, we like that. Oh, I did like it said, or you can get the expansion, which includes a solo mode and encouraging a 5th player to join Navoria. And I would like it to be that the 5th player is just playing a solo game of Navoria beside you, and they don't get to interact with you at all. And they're like, "Hey, I'm doing some exploring. It's okay," and you just like, "Stuff it, Steve. You're playing the solo variant." Build a tableau of characters and items to help you explore new continents that have emerged from the sea. Use workers to gather resources from the town and use them for big rewards. Are you ready to become an explorer of Navoria? I like the art style here. Kind of reminds me similar to Root. The expansion adds in some more cards, 1 new location, some asymmetrical player power and setup tiles. That should just be in the base game. You're doing that on purpose, I know. 18 contract tokens. Yeah, that's an extra 33 Canadian though. Takes it up to £54. All right, where's the rulebook? There is a little thing on the side. Good job. I can't believe it took Kickstarter so long to add a legend. Like, GameFound immediately was like, you know what? People might want to jump to different spots. Kickstarter's like, nah, you do what we want you to do. We only publish great games. Explorers of Navoria is rated as a 7.8 on BoardGameGeek. By who? Is it out yet? No. So then what you're saying is it's rated a nonsense amount on BoardGameGeek. Oh, okay, it came out in 2022. Never mind. 7.6. Oh, you liars. You're just dirty little liars on your campaign page. It's going down. It's going down. You've encouraged people to make it go down. The worker placement part of the game felt uninspired and straight boring. This is what happens when you direct people to your BoardGameGeek reviews. Your options are limited by a blind draw and non-refreshing market. The goal of your tableau is to gain points, build trading posts, gather supply, or explore. Phase 2, this is a worker placement game with diminishing return. The goal of your workers is to gain points, build trading posts, gather supplies, or explore. There's nothing you can do in Phase 1 to help you in Phase 2. Oh, Navoria. You only publish okay games. I like big games in a small box, though. Yeah, this Kickstarter is to launch the Forgotten Lands, right? I assume... Did they have one for Navoria way back when? Nah. Oh, they did Solar Storm. Okay, I remember that. I remember Isle of Trains looking cool. I remember Pioneer Rails seeming alright. And then this one. Yeah, I remember thinking all their games looked interesting. So maybe those people on BoardGameGeek rating it a 7.6 and not a 7.8 are wrong. Maybe they need to bump it up by 0.2. All right, here's how to play. You're going to draw 2 tokens and choose 1. Oh, okay, you're going to use those tokens to take a card, or then the tokens are going to go into the middle and somebody else could take it if they wanted a specific card. So the more cards, the more tokens that come out, the more cards you can take. Yeah, I like that, although you're probably just going to be taking the best things every time. But I do like if you've pulled 2 cool things, you've opened up the door for somebody else, but I can see how people would be annoyed by that randomness. Cards give you instant benefits, ongoing bonuses, set collection icons for scoring, and they'll tell a story about your adventures through Navoria. No, they won't. They'll show you pictures and you won't even look at them because you'll be looking at the symbols. Phase 2, the tokens you've placed in Phase 1 become available as workers. Take a token placed on a card and then use it as a worker to gain instant benefits. But you're basically just playing it. It doesn't really feel like worker placement to me. It feels more like action selection in that everyone has access to all the workers, right? So you know the amount of workers that are going to go out. You know if there's going to be 3 swords. You know if you're going to want to take the best version of that sword or not. And so it's sort of action drafting and action selection rather than worker placement because you don't have the agency of your workers, nor can your workers go everywhere, right? You are limited to a certain supply of things. So that's how, I guess it would feel that way a little bit to me. So you're going to take these actions. We're going to look at what those actions do. Oh, they're right here. Moving the explorers, moving around to different lands, building trading posts to act as checkpoints, increase your resource bonus. Cool, so you're establishing presence all along, and then delivering resources, because then you can put out more buildings of your own from your mat. So they just give you more of the same, right? New worker location, so new gray discs, new gray cards, variable setup, which should have been in the base, and asymmetric powers, which should have been in the base. I don't know. I think it kind of looks fun, though. Let's see. Okay, so everybody, there's going to be 3 different territories, and you're going to choose which one you move along. I see. Right, there's the forest, the desert, and the glacier, and moving your people along gets you different points. And I'm assuming that's one of these actions. There's going to be fighting. Yeah, let's go to what the actions will do. Recruit, gather, income, return. Yep. 3rd round, most points win. Yeah, take from the bag or take from the center. This is how you get cards. The first 2 players to collect 5 icons of each species win the favor of that species. If you win the favor of a species, place your favor marker on that species in the highest unoccupied space, and you'll get points at the end. Everything's worth points. Look at those species. They're beasts. Burst! So there's either income phase, so every round, so twice. Basically twice. Oh no, because you do your income at the end, right? You do income at 3. So if you get it first, you can get it for 3 times. Or end of the game is once. You've got merchants that just get you points for set collection. You've got builders to place trading posts. You've got soldiers. Oh, that give you points for trading posts. Okay. Feels like the merchants are the best then. I mean, I guess they gain you immediate point bonuses. Merchants are the best. Adventurers to move around, because the further up on the track you go, the more points you're going to get. And then there's a treasure bonus at the end of each exploration track. And then we have the artisan cards, which score points for themselves, or let you collect stuff so you can build more things. Oh, every time you complete a little contract, so basically each one of these things will give you more points and stuff depending upon the trading posts that are out. Okay, that's good. Merchants aren't the best now, because they're the only things that revolve around themselves, and everything else revolves around all of each other. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the tableau building is the main aspect of it, right? You're just trying to chain cards together for points. I can see this being a little fun. I don't see it having that much staying power. I can see it just being kind of okay. But I think the theming of it is going to go a long way in terms of making it fun. So I think it would be fun. Ugh, board games in a minute, 2-minute overview. You're slacking. You've gone off brand. Nobody should trust you after that. What's the shipping? Give us our shipping. $8 to the US, $30 to Canada. That makes sense. £9, £6, 13 euros. So yeah, if you're in the US, you could get it for 52. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you like tableau building, if you like that card collection style, kind of reminds me of the same feel as Fort, and not just because of the art style, although that does help, but because of the reliance of cards and cards that sort of build upon other cards. And that's what it feels like it's constantly doing. Building that tableau of this gives you points and this gives you points, and you wanting to get those cards that all link together and give you points for the same thing that you just happen to be doing, right? That's kind of how I feel about this. Similar weight, that. But yeah, doesn't look too bad. Looks kind of cute. If that interests you, that finishes Wednesday, February 7th at 6:59 p.m. Certainly not for me, because it would cost me over $100 Canadian, and it's certainly not worth that for me. But maybe you don't live in Canada, and maybe you might be interested. Let's move along to Gammn, a backgammon board built to go anywhere. Gammn is a lightweight, durable backgammon board. Travel-friendly, full of thoughtful details, built to last a lifetime. I kind of just wanted to talk about backgammon a little bit. I remember backgammon. It was kind of fun. You roll your dice. You move your little gems. There's apparently backgammon's been solved. I met somebody who loves backgammon, who just absolutely... Were they playing on the back of a horse there? I would not recommend that. They were. Or was that a cow? Okay, we got to cycle through one more time. Cowgammon? Cowgammon. $82? Oh my god. I'm pretty sure all backgammon boards are portable. I'm fairly certain they are. Oh, but don't worry, there's a setup guide on it. Phew. Yeah, I mean, $82 is ridiculous. $15 for shipping, $30 to Canada. But if backgammon's your game, if you love backgammon, well, check this out and let me know if it looks really good. I think it looks very just okay. Aggressively mediocre for that price. My enthusiasm to talk about backgammon was really, up here, and then I saw the price and I went, what? That's the worst game in the world! No one should ever like backgammon ever again at these prices! $82? You kidding me? No, go to your local game store and get a Feast for Odin. Come on. But if that interests you, there you go. It's Thursday, February 8th at 9:58 a.m. I told you, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel here to make sure we have an episode of stuff to talk about. Here's something that I don't know if I'm going to talk about. We'll see. It's only 50% raised, so it has to be good for me to talk about it, because I don't think it'll hit its goal at this point. I don't think even I can drag it from the depths of 50% with only 9 days to go. But I don't know. It's a light week, so I'm going to take a look at it, and we'll see if it's any good. I think the draw here is going to be the 3D board filled with boxes. I bet it's going to be expensive, though, and too much. €59 for what looks to be like a tactical, abstract game. Deep strategic gameplay. I take it back. There's some buzzwords for us: action programming and resource management. So you're going to spit out all these boxes, which is going to make the box to get it larger, which is why it's going to cost more. And the purpose of these boxes is to create a 3D board with different heights. Uphill navigation requires careful planning, just like Anakin and Obi-Wan. You can't win, Anakin. I have the high ground. 2 new factions as an expansion. Yeah, that doesn't really matter. How to rule Etherium. Yeah. Program your actions. Yeah, we got it. Navigate terrain. Okay, so you're not going to tell us anything about it. And is there no review? There's no rule? Oh, there we go. Okay, download the rulebook. There you go. Most prestige at the end. There you go. Wait, so the game board isn't variable? Why wouldn't you just have a board? You would save so much money if you just had a board. If it's not variable, I mean, it's got to be variable, right? Each round, there's going to be a different initiative order, decided randomly by a season card. I kind of like that. A bonus or a penalty depending upon what you can do. So if you're gathering resources, you get 2 extra wood resources. Okay, here's what you can do. You can move your units, you can gather resources, you can increase the unit levels, you can put a little stack underneath it. You can transform ether, don't know what that is yet, and connect, don't know what that is. Collect up to their level plus any bonuses. Okay, you really want to upgrade your gatherer then. Okay, and then throughout the game you can get ether, which you can then trade in ether for abilities. So it's like a 2-step trading process to get abilities and points. But you got to program the actions. Yeah, programmed actions are tough. Like, sometimes they really hit. Here, if it feels more tactical, I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of programming. It really got my crank in, Dragon Bond. I was really excited about it in Dragon Bond. And then I just find programming makes for a lot of chaos, right? It either creates a lot of AP or a lot of chaos. And for people who are more visual, they don't necessarily lean towards it as well. End of the game, so you're picking up these victory tokens throughout the game. I don't know. Just feels like maybe there'd be a whole lot of nothing when you're doing it. I'm not sold. I like that you can get abilities. I'd be interested to like try it maybe. But at 87 Canadian and then plus shipping, and you know shipping's going to be expensive because it's a big box. €11 to the UK. $31 to Canada, right? Like $110 for this? Nah, I don't think so. But it's not a bad game. I don't think it'll be a bad game by any means. I think it'll be a game that is surprising it didn't fund on Kickstarter, because people don't care about boxes. I think that's the reason why it hasn't funded. I think if you do it up in like plastic terrain, or you just make this one map, like, why does it have to be these weird boxes? It doesn't. Could just be a map, and then you add in structures on top. That probably would have sold more realistically. I don't think this boxy presence sort of translates as exciting as the creators maybe hope it would. Anyway, that's probably not going to fund, but if it does, that'll be Thursday, February 8th at 11 a.m. Moving along over to BackerKit. Surprisingly, BackerKit still exists. And we have Monty Python and the Holy Grail board game. This has raised a bunch of money. I saw ads for this. Maybe I saw ads for a different Monty Python game. I don't know, but I like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So let's see if I like this. Well, that overview is immensely disappointing, because this just looks straight up bad. And I'm a big fan of Monty Python. I grew up on Monty Python. This should be for me, but instead it's a random go to a spot, draw cards that are random cards, and then having a munchkin tilt of, oh, you're trying to complete a quest, doesn't matter, we can play cards so that you can't. That's certainly what it looks like. This just looks bad. I like that there's a cow that you can catapult at people on the map. I think that's the best part of it. But I think this is just going to be an IP cash grab, and if you've backed it, hoping for a fun game, I think you should turn around and just watch the movie instead. Yeah, look, there's going to be a quest, and you're going to play a bunch of cards to try to get up to that number, but then you can be fought by somebody else. See, that's a funny idea that if you fight the Black Knight, you get to keep his limbs and have a special ability, but every one of these things is like draw a Grail card. Ooh, draw 2 Grail cards, right? Like, just unfortunate. Yeah, let's look at the rules, see if I'm missing anything, but just looking at the board, I don't think I am. What are the actions? Move 1 space. Take the action on the space that you're on. You can't take it more than once per turn, so you can take 2 actions on a turn, because you move, take, move, take. Or quest. You can quest during your turn. Questing ends your turn, so you can move, take, move, quest. Or take, move, take, quest. That's what you do. You gotta go to the spot, turn in the quest, or complete a challenge, which seems the most boring I've ever experienced. Yeah, this is just inane, because everybody else is the defense. So you're like, hey, I'm gonna win! Nope, everyone else spends all their cards stopping you. Okay, now nobody else has any cards, and you just repeat it into oblivion ad nauseum. Oh, this is so disappointing. Like, this is one of the worst games I've seen on crowdfunding in a while, and fitting that it's over on BackerKit. $7 to the States, too much. $25 to Canada, too much. How much is the game? It doesn't show you. $50 for this nonsense. Don't do it. I swear. If you like Monty Python and you want to keep liking Monty Python, don't play this game. That's how I would feel about it. If I played this game, I think I would stop liking Monty Python entirely. And that's what you want out of an IP, right? That's what you want. But if you're interested in, ruining something that you once held dear, that finishes February 8th, 2024 at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's move along to DVG Vikings, the solitaire game of Viking Raiders. I almost missed this one, and then I saw, because it looked just ugly, and then I saw that it was a solitaire game, and I said, okay, well, we have to look at it now. So, will you be better than Monty Python? Most assuredly. Will it be worth purchasing? I don't know. Don't do this to me, Vikings. Nope. No rulebook on the page. Just a really rough sketch of what this is going to be. You did it! Yeah, you spent money on something that is not planned out. Or planned out enough so that you can show us how to play. There's an enemy clan that can thwart and interfere with your plans, and the game ends when you have 15 silver on a silver track. How do you get that sort of stuff? I don't know. Here are some pictures. Ridiculous. Come on, Vikings. Put a rulebook on your page. Engage with your community. Yeah, due to the complete lack of any actual gameplay insight, I'm very close to canceling my pledge. Chris Severs, sever yourself like this Chris is going to do. There's at least a gameplay video, so you can check that out in the comments, but the fact that there's no way for me to engage with the game on this page means there's no reason why I should continue talking about it. So let's move on to the pick of the week. Maybe the pick of the week, maybe. Who knows how good everything else is going to be. We have Silver, the Collector's Edition. Well, actually, this is not the pick of the week. Very, very clearly, it's not the pick of the week. Silver is a great game. This big box collector's edition is not something you need because Silver is a very small card game. That being said, I also think it's probably a good deal. What is Silver, you ask? Well, I put out a review recently. You can check that out on the channel. Silver is a game that I really did not expect to be good at all. In fact, they gave me the first 4 decks. They're going to have 2 more decks out. This is completing this collector's edition, or maybe not completing because they probably are going to go as long as they can. But they gave me all 4, and I said, please don't give me all 4. This doesn't look good at all. I don't want to take this. I really don't. I only want 1 copy so I can play it with my girlfriend's parents because they like golf, and that's the game that this is based off of, the card game Golf. And then I played it, and I was like, you know what? I was completely wrong. These games are excellent. I agree. So it's very simple. You're going to try to get the lowest score at the end of the round. If you think you have a score lower than your opponent's, you call it, you say call, everybody else gets 1 more turn to try to get a lower score, and then the round ends. At the end of 4 rounds, whoever has the lowest score wins the game. And if you call correctly, if you're like, yeah, I got the lowest score, it doesn't matter what you scored 0. You get 0 points, so it incentivizes you to call. But if you called incorrectly, you get 10 points on top of that call. So the games are fast, quick, furious, and a heck of a lot of fun. You have 5 cards face down. You know what 2 of them are, and then you're drawing cards either from the deck or the discard pile, retaining that orientation. So if you drew it from the deck, it stays face down. You draw it from the discard pile, it stays face up. And you can swap them with your cards. But the real excitement of this game is that if I know I have 3 8s, I can swap all of those 8s for 1 card. You can swap all of the same number for 1 card, and that's what makes getting down very, very exciting. They also add in these little stupid silver things that I don't really like. I think they're unnecessary. But the silver eye is the new one, which you can immediately draw any card you wish from the draw deck. That sounds stupid to me. That sounds horrible. I hate that as an idea. No thank you. I like just base silver. And it only serves as like to extend the lead of a team who's already won, which I don't mechanically, it's a bad thing and shouldn't exist, but they keep throwing it in there. So there you go. What this Kickstarter is this big collector's edition box. For $80, each one of these is about $25 MSRP. So for $80, you can get a collector's box that can be stuffed into a calyx, where you can put all of your silver boxes in there if you've held on to them, and store the neoprene mats as well. You get a bunch of neoprene mats, etc. You can also extend this up to 5 to 6 players, includes 98 card deck. What's 98 divided by 6? 14, right? 16? 16.3? It's going to give you 5 to 6 player rules. I imagine that the 5 to 6 player rules are add in extra copies, 1 of each for every number. And you're just adding in 1 of every number into the deck, and you can play with more. And then, spoiler alert, you could just mash 2 decks or sets together and just have a wild, zany time and probably be fine. That's what I would do. I do want to look at what Silver Eye and what Silver Fang bring us, just because I want to see what the cards do, which I'm excited to look at. So I think, 99. But for $139, you get all 6 copies of silver, which if you are purchasing them at MSRP, you're saving $10. Renee, do you like silver?
Yes.
Do you like Scram?
Yes.
Do you think people should spend $140 on 6 copies of silver?
God, absolutely not.
Yeah. Or do you think they should get 1 at a time from their game store, very slowly over time, and stuff them all into the 1 little box that they all could fit in?
Yeah, realistically, you're only ever going to play it like 3 times, so.
Yeah.
I'll play it every night.
Yeah, we played a lot of Scram. I really like the idea of Silver Fang. So Silver Fang is going to add the team version, which I really like from Scram. Zach in the recap said that he likes Silver better than Scram. I like both, but I really like the team option of Silver. I like that back and forth and helping your teammate. I think that's really cool. Silver Eye, I'm going to take a look at right now.
Drama, Zach told me he likes Scram better than Silver.
Well, in our video, he
just told me.
He just told you? When did he tell you? Yeah, but he told me on Saturday.
Well, he's a liar then.
Well, he's had some time to reminisce.
Or lie.
Or lie. You hear that, Zach? You've been called out. Oh, I do like that there are 4 Nellies in Silver Eye.
It's time to introduce Tato.
Tato's been introduced.
Introduce him to the people. He's so little.
There's Tato. There's your very own werewolf. You good boy. Yeah, you good boy. Hello.
Potatoes?
Yeah, I'm full. I don't need any more potatoes. That's Potato, for those of you who... Renee was very mad at me that I didn't give Potato a proper introduction, so I guess we'll take that as the proper introduction. He's Artie's therapy cat. Emotional support kitty. 4 unique obsessors. Oh, yeah, come on. I want to see the breakdown of all the cards. What do they all do? At the end of each round, you can tuck face-up Nelly under and to the left of any card in any village. At scoring, that card becomes its negative value. Wow. Bonkers. Oh, cool. For each face-up Simon, you can discard 1 face-up card from your village that matches the top of the discard card. So there's some danger of discarding cards that match with your village. For each face-up Spotter, you can look at any face-down cards in any one village until you find 1 card that matches the discarded card, which is also discarded? Jeez. These feel too powerful. Probably feel fun to use. For each face-up Gambler, instead of taking a normal turn, you predict the value of any card at the top of the deck. If you're right, the card is placed on top of the discard pile and you can discard any card. You may use the Gambler on a face-up card that is on top of the deck. It's pretty easy that way, so it's combining with the cow from Bullet. So the Obsessor controls the discard pile. I like that. Move the top 5 cards from the discard pile to the bottom of the deck. Okay. Underminer, just a double swap. The Drunk, give the top deck card to any village. Yeah. And then the Mad Bomber, you can place each Mad Bomber in your village at the end of the round on top of any other card in your village. Both cards are removed from the game and are not scored. So they just explode themselves. Meh. Doesn't turn my crank that much. Fang is going to be all about teams, right? The team mode. Oh, okay, so this isn't even designed for teams. Team version. Yeah, okay, this is great. This is great. It's basically saying, yeah, you can play Silver with any amount of teams. Just do it. Have fun. Done. Probably going to do that from now on. So there's a lot of swapping back and forth between stuff in Silver Fang. Yeah, so while I really, really like this game, I don't think you should back this Kickstarter. Zach does. Zach's like, oh yeah, 139? Just do it. Just get it. It's like 187 Canadian, like $200. No, don't do it. Even though it got best of the year, it got best of the year. It's like I think it's a really great system and a really great game. You should just go and pick up one copy from your retail store for $25. That's what you should do. The only reason it's feasible is because they are making this big old collector's box. And while the collector's box is cool, I would much, much rather just have all the decks in there. I took the Silver Dagger box because it fits best with my color scheme. And you know what I did with the other boxes? They're in the recycling, right? It's going to cost you $160 US to get it to you. Yikes. 170, and you don't need that. Now, if you really, for some reason, wanted the playmats and the box, then I think it's actually a good deal, and it will be cheaper this way than piecing it even together at retail. So that's something to be said. I don't think it's like an outrageous Kickstarter, but even still, I don't think you need it. But if you're interested in that, that finishes Thursday, February 8th at 12 p.m. Let's move along to Jewels for the Emperor Penguin. Join your penguin guild to scale icy cliffs and satisfy the Emperor's love of all things shiny. This is by Jeff Tidball, and he did Broken and Beautiful, which I liked and I backed, and then I liked when I received it. So I'm interested to see what this is all about and see if this is any good. Let's check it out. I'm sorry. This campaign starts with them saying, we are the prolific bears and we're taking care of the social media for this Kickstarter. Jeff, I didn't realize I offended you so much when I ran into you at PAX and said I liked your game. I'm so sorry for telling you that and enjoying it and wanting to promote your stuff. And what do you have to do? You have to hire bears? You have to hire... Oh, you know what? I take it back. Jeff had that sort of pained look in his eye when I met him, and I fear that the bears have not only kidnapped my family, but I'm fairly certain that they must have kidnapped Jeff Tidball's family as well. Oh no. They're getting rampant. They're spreading. Well, that's ominous. It ends with that they're very hungry. I can't even focus on this campaign anymore because I'm just thinking about how hungry they are. Jeff, I feel so bad for you, my friend. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Mr. Tidball. The Emperor Penguin loves jewelry as much as bears love kidnapping loved ones. And the Emperor Penguin's nephew loves frozen shinies. He loves everything. He doesn't just love jewels, he loves everything. He's like, yes, you have a barrel of trash? I love it. Freeze it for me. The player with the most cards wins, no matter what they're worth. I think that's pretty funny. Okay, so whenever you move onto a space, you get stuff. If there are penguins who are still there, they all get stuff. And if you jump off the mountain, you also get some stuff. So it's about collecting a whole crap load of stuff, trading it in for jewelry, and then giving it to the Penguin King, the Emperor. When one player buys their 5th card, they get a special victory card, the Emperor Penguin's Grateful Thanks. Then everyone else gets one more turn. Rulebook. I think I pretty much get it. Only 8 pages, right? Make the tiles however you want. Common objective tiles. That makes sense. Yeah, there are a couple nice twists on this, right? I like that you can bump your penguins if you move a larger penguin up. And so it encourages you to create a chain of movement. How do you roll your dice, though? Yeah, 3 dice of the same color. Everyone rolls all 3 of their dice and puts them on their dice clearing. If a player did not roll at least 1 wild, they can change one of their dice to the wild side. Okay, so you're going to have 2 penguins that you have to move, so you could get lucky here with the dice rolling. But I like that, or else otherwise you'd always just move your 1. and then your 2, and then your 3, and then your 4, and then your 5, right? Bumping everything, cascading everything all together, creating chains of getting a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. And then Emperor Penguin's nephew, the cute little Shinies. On your turn, put a card on one stack, then take the sum of cards from a different stack. So you throw away an emerald, and you get a stick, and a 7 and a 3. Most cards have a special ability that lets you take cards in even more powerful ways, instead of just using their number values. Cool. Player with the most cards wins. Rule sheet isn't there yet, but it says it's coming, so okay. Seems alright. And then you get a little plushie. Oh, and at $100,000 or 1,500 backers, they'll reskin the other game, the Lumberjacks with rocket launchers, which look just fine, and give it to everybody. That's kind of fun. That's a great stretch goal. That really incentivizes me, even though I don't care about it whatsoever. Smart. Shipping and logistics. Shinies, $5 to the US. Jewels, $6.90 to the US. Wow. That's subsidized. Nice. Canada, 16 to 18 or 20 to 22. Yeah. So for me, it's like a $70 price to get just jewels for the Emperor. I think it looks okay. I think it looks good. 45 as the minimum of what you're going to pay for it. 47, let's say, the minimum what you're going to pay for it if you're going just for jewels for the Emperor Penguin. That still feels like a bit much for this. It's something that I'd be happy with at around 30. But again, I'm cheap. I'm always cheap. You're getting a lot of nice gems. You're getting fun penguin meeples. I don't know how much staying power this one would have for me, though. But the theme would definitely go a long way. So if that interests you, check it out. It finishes Friday, February 9th at 8:30 p.m. I was thinking about covering this, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just pointing this out in case these people are watching. Where's your rule book? Rather than a one-note explainer video. I mean, it was only 3 minutes, but I barely got a sense of it. And I'm, in fact, getting more of a sense of it looking here that you can have multiple people hacking the same node. You're going to be putting cards underneath, and then there's like a countdown timer, and then they activate when those countdown cubes go off. It's not worth $40, and there's no shipping information, which means you haven't done your due diligence to think about how this is going to be shipped. So I wouldn't get this, even if you think it looks good, because I don't think they've done enough work into the shipping and logistics, is what it seems. Although they've created 14 games, so maybe not. But where's your shipping information? Where's your rulebook? Where's more access into your game? And why is it worth $40? I don't think it is. I think the jewels for the Emperor Penguin is worth more than this for sure. Anyway, we're going to move on to maybe this one. I don't know. Let me check it out. Dice Raiders. Unravel the secrets of the past with Dice Raiders. Print and play, roll and write board game. Test your strategy and skills. Who knows what will. Okay, it's print and play, but you might be able to screw with each other, so that's why I'm still reading. 2 dice. Chooses one symbol. Chooses what mystery puzzles to solve this round. There are 5 different puzzles on the game sheet. Each puzzle has its own sequence that needs to be solved. Players color a tile with their chosen symbols, and then their turn is over. Oh, okay, so it's just area control then, and pattern matching, right? That seems what it is. No rulebook here? No rulebook here, yeah, color koi seemed basic, less than exciting. Would have liked a bit more information on that. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Let's see if this one's worth it. It's based a little bit more. Stellar Drift, a pull and write board game. I've heard of flip and writes, but I haven't heard of pull and writes. It's one step away from a rub and write or a tug and write. Repair your broken spaceship. Yeah, you know I just picked on this. I picked this so I could do that joke. I don't even care about what's in here, but we're gonna look at it now. Pull your colored cubes right out of your bag and then spend them to move around your ship, checking off spaces as you go. Because your spaceship is broken and you gotta fix it. Yeah, this one looks much more interesting as a roll and write. Really good video and good explanation. You're going to pull cubes from a bag, and then you're going to repair part of your ship. There's going to be multiple different ship arrangements, which is key, so you're not just repairing the same thing over and over again. Those will let you move up on these tracks, and those will give you resources that you spend on something else, right? It's the classic chain. 5 unique ship shapes. Ooh, I like that one. The little tentacruel jellyfish. Oh, it's not a print and play either. It's a physical copy. 25. 20 copies of each sheet. Paper material, you can colored cubes. Nice. Okay. We like. Bag upgrade. I love rub and tug and write board games. Each round you gain energy and cubes. Oh, so you get an additional amount of cubes. You can open up the space of your cubes. Spend cubes to repair your ships. Advance on your ship tracks. Yep. Unlock bonuses. Gain victory points by completing sections of your ship. Yeah, you're going to have to create a pathway, I assume. Unlock tech upgrades, which gives you unique abilities. Amazing. Yeah, this seems great. Download the rulebook. And you got a rulebook. Good for you. Good work. This is quite nice. This is better than I expected. That's why we always look, because sometimes it's better than you expect. Bang! Better than bang. I just really, really like pulling right. Just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. It's a yank and right game for 1 to 5 players. Yank it right, please. You know, if you have the time. Oh, cool! And you get a random captain skill to start too. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, this does look fun because you can get additional energy. You can gain additional cubes, and then you can always upgrade your tech stuff. How many rounds does this go? End of the 7th round, game is over. Just track your points. Repaired sectors, repaired sections, ship repair tracks, tech upgrades get you points as well. Cool, and then your energy can be used to draw random cubes out of the cube bag as well. So it just kind of gives you that random element or color change. I think this looks pretty good. 25 bucks, 34 Canadian. What's shipping like? Shipping to USA, 10 bucks for 1 copy. 4 copies, 21. So $5, $5.25. 15 to Canada, or 7.5 to Canada. 40 bucks for this? Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. I think the combos are gonna be fun. I think the pulling stuff from a bag is gonna be satisfying. Renee's made it very clear that she doesn't like any of the Blank and Right series because it doesn't feel real to her. So that's the only thing stopping me from getting it, to be honest. This looks pretty slick. I guess I won't introduce her to Lands of Galzir. Yeah, but I think this looks quite good. Good job, Stellar Drift. Who's making this? Brian Klein. Well, of course, he's an anime fan and a foodie. Well, then he must love Food Wars. What else have you made, Brian Klein? Mana Forge. Did I cover this? Looks familiar. 2017. I certainly did not. So maybe it was fine, maybe it wasn't. But this one does look neat. Yeah, good job. So if you're interested in that, check it out. That finishes Tuesday, February 13th at 8:57 a.m. And finally, yeah, okay, let's do it. We've got Earthborne Rangers second printing, just because it finishes in the early morning of Wednesday, the 14th, right? And we got time to look at it. I worry that this will make next week's episode, like, not worthwhile at all. So I kind of wanted to save it for the first one of next week's episode because we got some good ones this week. But let's keep it going. Let's make this a good week. And let's make next week easier on me because I probably have to film it in a weird spot. So, yeah, I got some stuff I got to do next week. So let's check it out now. Earthborne Rangers is a sustainably produced cooperative adventure card game set in the wilderness of the far future. You'll begin by building a deck that reflects your character's personal history. Then, as you explore the open world and your story takes shape, you'll augment your deck with improved equipment, refined skills, and the memories of your journey. This was sold out at PAX. Everybody was excited that it was there at PAX, and people were like, whoa, you got a copy of Earthborne Rangers? Wow, I heard that's amazing. It's that sort of living card game idea, I think, in a game that is not a living card game just yet. So let's check it out. I like sustainability, I like Earth, and I like ranging. So let's see. Yeah, I can see why people would like this. I mean, it's another campaign game, so don't do it. Don't do it unless you want to be a villain. You have too many unplayed ones already. You know you do. Ugh, of course, there's a $200 all-in. You know, I used to get hyped by expansions and thinking I was going to miss on stuff. You're not. You're really not. Especially in campaign and open world games, you're not going to miss out on stuff, I swear. But $80 feels like the ticket, like the one to consider. Okay, I know there's a bunch of praise for it. I don't care about the praise. Oh yeah, that was me. There was some praise on it. Top games of 2023. Was it Cole who said it? I think it was Cole who brought it up. That's why they're quoting Cole on the thing. When did we talk about it? Jeez. 43. Yeah, Cole's number 2. When Cole Worley speaks, I just get into a little bit of a trance, and you say yes, and forgot completely everything he said. His number 1 actually was really cool as well. Felt like a really unique experience. All right, I want to learn to play, though. I think they're pretty good at the learn to play. You're going to get one of these things, these stats, and you're going to have 4 different stats, and each one of those stats is related to the cards that you can play. Each card will cost you a certain amount of tokens to play them down, and some of them are gear cards, which you can have up to 5 points of gear, and then some of them are like one-time use cards, which only get used once. whenever you go to a place, I also like this, they said this in their video, you're going to create a deck of encounters based upon the place that you're going to, so specific to that place, and whatever path you took to take there. So as you're traveling along your journey, I think that's a neat way of creating like a challenge deck. And as you continue along the path, you'll probably level up and you'll get additional cards. I assume there'll be packets or envelopes of any time you play, you then get to add better cards so that your power creep keeps going up and up and up, which might be great in terms of if you love that deck construction aspect and you love power creep. If you've played Magic the Gathering since the get, you'll be very familiar with power creep. And I'm not just talking about me. I wish I was wearing my creeping shirt there. That joke would have landed a lot better. Read the rulebook. Yeah, I do. They have a bunch of really lovely little videos as well. Bite-sized thing where you're like, oh, it's only a minute and a half. Oh, it's only a minute and 50 seconds. Oh, it's only this, which got me to watch a lot more of the videos than I normally do. I normally just kind of look at the rulebook myself, but I think there's some really good supplementary material that's out there, which is great. Oh yeah, but it is a complete fantasy world because the premise of the game is that humanity decide to put aside our differences and save the planet. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Never going to happen. We're the scourge of the universe. We've lost. We're not good. And we like our plastic minis way too much. I love that the first 6 pages of this are just story, though. Wait a minute. Is this the world's first living board game? There aren't fights here. There's walking. There's exploring the outdoor adventures. What have we found here? The delightful rule. If you are ever unsure on how to resolve a rule or timing conflict, you are invited to resolve it in a manner that you feel is most beneficial to you and your fellow Rangers. I like that a lot. I think that's a really smart thing to put into a rule book. Say, listen, there's going to be a time where you don't know how to resolve it, and just, it's okay. Hey, it's all right. You can just make a choice. It's not going to break the game. Trust us. You're going to be fine. Do it in a way that benefits you. Or not. Or don't. Like, just do it in whatever way you want. Really. I really, really like that. So the whole conceit is you're going to be doing these tests. And the tests will appear on narrative cards or environment cards. And they'll tell you what you can do. And they'll relate to your different aspects, your different attributes. You're going to choose how much energy you spend before you try to complete the test. And then you'll draw a card from the challenge deck, which will look like this, which will subtract certain things. So you may not be able to just pay the amount needed. You might need one more, right? If you want to secure it, you can, and there's sort of a 50-50 chance that you'll have to add more stuff or not. Cool, so the turns are going to be things will affect you. You're going to have to read something that will either affect the group or you. Then you'll use your turns to perform tests. Moving seems a bit weird. You're going to have, in order to interact with a location, doing the traverse action, other cards between you and the card with which you're interacting can cause you to suffer fatigue. So like you have to get to that specific spot to emulate the movement of it. So you can take those sorts of tests, or you can play cards from your hand. Oh, cool. And you have to get the number of progress tokens on it. That's what the traverse action is. You got to get ready to travel before you can actually travel. Cool, and that's how you move from place to place. And then creating that path deck, which we talked about, the terrain and the location set. Drawing only 1 ranger card. Wow, so you can get down pretty quick. And readying all exhausted cards in play. Cool. That's a progress token, not a... Progress placed on beings may represent time spent conversing with that being, studying its behavior, convincing it to let you pass unharmed. Okay, or there's harm tokens, which you can... It's sort of physical damage or taking resources away from something. And each card will have a different amount that you have to contribute these things to. Cool. The fatigue damage is in the top corner, I see. And you don't want to suffer fatigue because when you can't draw a card, the day ends. And the day ending is pretty much the end of the scenario, I think. Or that's just when missions get completed. But yeah, I can see this being enjoyable. I can see this card play being fun. Unlocking new cards seems pretty fun. $80. I think there's a lot of stuff in there. Canada shipping, so it's like $99. It's $99 to get the game to me. So $130 for this game. I'm cheap, right? You know I'm cheap. I don't know. It looks calming. I don't know if I'd want to play it with too many other people. Again, it's just another campaign game. Like, that's the reason why I'm thoroughly uninterested, because I have too many campaign games that I already don't play. I don't really get the CCG or LCG comparisons, maybe because you are growing throughout the game, but I'd heard that from some people, and I think I disagree. I think it's its own sort of unique thing. And there's one comparison in that they both have cards, so that's a comparison. There you go. There's a comparison. Yeah, for 80, there's a potential here. There's definitely potential here. It's not for me, but I really like the art style. It makes me feel calm, which is a nice thing. So yeah, looks kind of neat. If that interests you, hopefully that was succinct enough as I kind of stumbled through the rule book. But they have a lot of really good videos, the very small bite-sized chunk of videos that you can check out, which I highly would recommend. And that finishes Tuesday night, the 13th, just 59 minutes after the clock strikes the next day, also known as the 14th at 12:59 a.m. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the week. And every week I have a pick for me and a pick for you. This week I do have a pick for me and a pick for you. The pick for me, of course, should come as no surprise, is silver, but not a Kickstarter. Just go to your store and pick up Scram instead, or silver. One or the other. I like both, and I think you can get them for like $25. Highly worth $25 for this little card game. I mean, I want it cheaper. I want it cheaper at 20 because it's just like 56 cards in a deck. But it's still, I'll put that aside for now because the game is very fun and I like it a lot. So go check out that review if you missed it. And then the pick for you is not Earthborne Raiders or Rangers. Pick for you is Stellar Drift. I think Stellar Drift looks really slick. I think if you like pull and right or rub and right or tug and right games, any of them, this is one that you may want to check out. 25 feels like a good price. It's got good shipping estimates as well, like a little bit lower. You could potentially get in on a group buy. And this is a surprise for me. This is a really delightful surprise. I just like how combos are going to happen, how things are going to click together, and I think the price is nice as well. Earthborne Rangers seem fun, but another campaign game is something you don't need. And it didn't pull me in. Didn't pull me in as much as I was expecting. Stellar Drift kind of knocked it out of the park. I think this one looks pretty neat. So if you get it, I hope you like it. And that's the pick for you, so you can feel happy about it. Am I wrong, Earthborne Rangers fans? I know you want to sound off in the comments down below. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me everybody should get it. And tell me I should buy it and throw all of my other campaign games out. I like it as an open world thing. I think it looks calming. But yeah, let me know what you're backing. Let me know what's upcoming. Anything I missed this week, I'll make sure to put in next week as well. I very well could have missed something this week, and I very well might miss it next week. So keep telling me what you want to see covered. I appreciate it. I like hearing about it. And I will do my best not to forget about it. Anyway, thanks for being here. My name's Chris George. I don't have a catchphrase, but I do have an exclusive 10% off discount code to IntoTheAM. Thanks again to IntoTheAM for sponsoring the channel, and I'm giving them an additional shout out now because you know what? Pick for me last week should have been buying more IntoTheAM shirts. That's what it should have been. They're a great company. They are a really good company. I hope anybody who gets their shirts enjoys the comfort that you will feel, and I look forward to checking out more of their stuff for sure. So yeah, I appreciate them sponsoring the channel, but I also want you all to have great comfort in your clothes. And I really like feeling comfortable in my shirts and feeling good about myself. And yeah, it does that for me. So I don't have a catchphrase, but I do have a shill. I do have something to shill and sell out. So there you go. Hope you have a great day.